Hey everyone, this is Brandon Younts from the implementation team, and today we're going to be talking about GP prerequisites. So what I'm going to do is pull up Great Plains on my screen here. Before setting up SalesPad in the company database, we expect specific things to be set up within GP. And so that's what I'm going to be discussing today. So first thing I want to go over is obviously you need to have Great Plains installed against the database in order to be able to install SalesPad against that database as well. Next I'm going to be going over the SOP configuration. So in GP we'll go to Sales Order Processing Setup. So within GP there are some settings we utilize, and that's what I want to go over on the Sales Order Processing Setup screen. First one I want to talk about is the shortage handling. So the first thing I want to go over here is the quantity shortage handling. So there are a few that we do support within here, and most of our clients will actually set up their company as. First one that we do support is the override shortage. Typically we don't necessarily recommend it because we don't have a ton of customers who are going to be going to negative inventory. The most that we typically see would be sell balance or backorder balance. Backorder balance is going to be the more popular one that we see with a typical SalesPad implementation. Next, I want to talk about the document ID setup. So I'm going to go to Sales Document Setup here. Just for this demo, I'm going to show just the order setup. And I'm going to pull up my standard order. Now we can see my standard order is set up to allocate by line item. I would say the allocate by line item is probably the most popular one that we see within SalesPad. I'm going to exit out of that. Also, if I click on allocate by, we do also support document batch. None we do not support. Also, from the options, there is a use separate fulfillment process. SalesPad does support this. So with our products like data collection, or if they're going to be using the fulfillment plugin within SalesPad, based on the order ID, you will want to have this use separate fulfillment process checked or unchecked. Going back to the sales order processing setup screen, another option that we do support is this price is not required in price list. Personally, I like to check this when I am testing if the pricing has not been imported yet, just because if this is unchecked and if there's an item on the order that is set up but not part of a price level, it will error out within SalesPad. Another requirement within SalesPad is if I go to Tools Setup and then I go to Financial MultiCurrency. So SalesPad does require a functional currency to be set up in order to be able to process sales documents within SalesPad. We do support multi-currency, but like I mentioned, this functional currency is required. Another option in GP that we do support, if I go to Tools, Setup, Company, I'm just going to pull up the company card here. And then I'm going to click the Options button. This top option that you're going to see here is use shipping method when selecting default tax schedule. Now SalesPad does support that. So if you have a shipping method that is a pickup shipping method, it will use the tax schedule that's associated with the warehouse on that document. One other feature I always like to discuss is invoicing in GP. So if you create an order within SalesPad and transfer that order to an invoice within GP, if you try and pull up that invoice within SalesPad after it's been transferred, that document will be read-only. So any modifications that you want to make to that invoice would have to be done within GP. Last I want to talk about is multi-bin. SalesPad does support multi-bin functionality. So if multi-bin is set up within GP, you can do that within SalesPad as well. Obviously, the main thing we cannot do with multi-bin is override shortage. So if there's not enough inventory in that specific bin, you do not have the ability to take quantity that doesn't exist within there. Thank you for watching this video on GP prerequisites within SalesPad.